Hi, this is Rob. In this video, we'll look at Docker Bridge Networks. When you install Docker, 3 networks are created if you're using the Community Edition, and 5 if you're using the Enterprise Edition. Since I'm using Community Edition, if I run Docker Network ls, we'll see the 3 networks that were created by Docker. There's the Bridge Network, which is the default network that containers are run on, the Host Network, which uses the host network of the machine, and None, which allows containers to run in network isolation. If I run the Docker network inspect command and pass it the name of the network I want to inspect, which in this case is Bridge, we'll see the subnet CIDR range, which is allocated to this network. So any containers that I run that are attached to this network will have IP addresses within this CIDR range. So if I were to spin up a Docker container named server1 running Ubuntu, by default, it'll be attached to the default Bridge network. And if I do an inspect on server 1, we'll see it has the IP address of 172.17.02, which is within the Bridge network CIDR. And if I clear my screen and do a Docker network inspect on the Bridge network, we'll now see the container that's attached. Now, using the Bridge network allows all containers running on that network to communicate with one another. So if I were to spin up another container, in this case it'll be server 2 using the Ubuntu image, and then inspect the container, we'll see that this container's IP is also within the range of the network CIDR. And again, if I inspect the Bridge network, now we'll see both containers listed, server 1 and server 2. Now, since both of these containers are running on the default Bridge network, as I said previously, they should be able to communicate with one another. So if I run a Docker container exec on server 1 and launch bash, and then install some networking tools, I should be able to ping the IP address of server 2. And we see the ping is successful. Now, in addition to the default network provided by Docker, you can also create a user-defined network. So in this case, I'll use Docker network create to create a network named my network using the Bridge driver. And if I run Docker network ls again, I'll see my network with the Bridge driver. Now I can run another container. This time we'll give it the name of server 3 and specify the network of my network. And if we do a Docker container inspect on server 3, we'll see the IP. And if we do a Docker network inspect on my network, we'll see the CIDR range for the network subnet and that the IP address for the container falls within the range. And we also see the container listed in my network. Now I'll spin up another container, server 4, and attach it to my network. Get server 4's IP address, then connect to server 3. I'll install the network tools again, then ping the IP address of server 4, which works as expected. But one of the differences between using the default Bridge network and a user-defined Bridge network is that the user-defined Bridge network comes with internal DNS. So from inside the server 3 container, I can ping the server name of server 4 directly. And this is only a feature in user-defined Bridge networks. It's not in the default Bridge network. So that concludes this video on Docker Bridge Networks. I hope you found it useful.